Complete outsider paying half attention to Daily Mail headlines that runs through her life as she's blowing up families. I mean, she seems like she's really caused a lot of problems in her husband's family. Clearly, she's gone after your family.
The deception appears to run deeper than anyone imagined, from the details surrounding her royal wedding to the very nature of her children's births. For years, the public has accepted a meticulously constructed version of events that may now be unraveling. In a dramatic new development, Meghan's half-sister Samantha has stepped forward with shocking allegations that could permanently destroy the carefully maintained royal fantasy. Samantha makes several explosive claims. That Meghan did not physically carry her own children. That her marriage to Prince Harry was motivated by status rather than genuine affection. And most damaging of all...
No, we were kind of puzzled when both sides of the family were kept away from the royal wedding. And we started wondering, what's up with this? Like, why? And we started to realize, aha, when you have a wedding and people start drinking champagne at the reception, they start talking.
Samantha Markle boldly declares, Meghan fooled everyone through a series of carefully planned deceptions. These aren't just rumors. This is a systematic exposure of the real person behind the public image. Samantha is no longer speaking quietly about these claims. She's making them loudly and publicly. During a recent live interview that surprised even experienced reporters, Samantha didn't hold back. She began with a startling announcement. The Meghan everyone believes they know is completely made up. According to Samantha, the Meghan the world sees kind, generous, and down-to-earth is just a carefully created fake. She compares growing up with Meghan to watching a shapeshifter, constantly changing her personality, way of speaking, and actions based on who she was with. Samantha insists Meghan became an expert at copying the mannerisms of important people to gain their approval and support.
Could the motive be for keeping both sides of the family away?
That's right.
The stories would come out. So apparently, according to other journalists, we found out that there were a lot of porcupines probably told to the royals and even to Harry when they met her, and in order to cover up.
According to Samantha, Meghan would carefully observe influential people, adopt their speech patterns and opinions, then gradually position herself as the main focus. This contradicts the media portrayal of Meghan as someone formed by difficult experiences. Samantha argues she was actually driven by relentless ambition, shaped not by life challenges but by an intense desire for status and control. However, the most shocking allegation involves Meghan's pregnancies. Samantha claims Meghan never actually carried her children, using surrogates for both while maintaining an elaborate charade for public view. She describes how Meghan wore oversized clothing to suggest pregnancy, or positioned her fake baby bump in unnatural ways, or carefully planned public appearances for dramatic impact. It was all about crafting the perfect image, Samantha states. She wanted the beautiful pregnancy photos, the heartwarming stories, and global media attention, without experiencing any of the actual physical demands of being pregnant.
You never worked for the embassy. What do you mean you only did a 5-week study program? So our Uncle Mike, who worked for the embassy, as a favor to Dad paid for a 5-week study program. Uncle Mike threw in a letter of recommendation to be kind.
Samantha pointed to the strange incident when Meghan's pregnancy bump appeared to move unexpectedly during a live TV appearance. This footage quickly circulated online after Samantha made her claims, with internet detectives and media analysts quickly reviving old doubts about the pregnancy. Social media erupted with activity. In just a few hours, phrases like #surrogate and #notmybump were everywhere. What had previously been quiet speculation was now being discussed openly, and this time, the claims were coming from someone in Meghan's own family. In what may be her most revealing statement yet, Samantha alleged that Meghan's relationship with Prince Harry wasn't based on genuine affection.
The half-sister's daughter is. And so, with Ashley, the guidance at the time was to not have her come to our wedding.
Wow.
Firstly, yeah, wow, what a porcupine. When that happened...
Samantha claims Meghan deliberately targeted Harry as part of a calculated plan. She describes how Meghan thoroughly researched the royal family, repeatedly watched films about Princess Diana, and even made comments about wedding a prince years before encountering Harry. According to Samantha, she wasn't interested in Harry as a person. She wanted what he represented. Samantha further alleges that Meghan viewed Harry as emotionally fragile following his mother's tragic death, seeing him as someone who could be shaped into the perfect partner for a public image. The love story presented to the public, with its emotional moments, carefully arranged pictures, and political messages, was, in Samantha's view, nothing more than an expertly crafted illusion. If true,
I just recently found out, it's really sad because Ashley and I were on talking terms. We were, I thought, bonding after not speaking for a while, even though we did speak. I wanted my kids to be raised with their grandparents because I didn't trust babysitters.
if these claims are true, then the royal wedding wasn't simply a celebration of love. It was a strategic career move. Samantha further alleges that Meghan's entire poor-to-princess backstory is completely fabricated. While Meghan told Oprah she was raised as an only child facing hardship, Samantha says this intentionally ignored everyone who truly knew her childhood. Their father, Thomas Markle, reportedly funded private education, university costs, and even professional acting training. There was never any real struggle, Samantha states. She was given every advantage, then repaid that support by shutting us out and labeling us as harmful. According to Samantha, Meghan deliberately crafted this false narrative because she needed to look like someone who overcame obstacles to fit the role of the inspirational heroine in her own life story.
Chair Sam, and you were going through, and you admit it, you were going through a very difficult divorce, but you always knew that your daughter was safe with her paternal grandparents.
And that was the priority. So to weaponize something so sensitive against me to lie is crazy. But
Samantha alleges that Meghan saw everyone in her life, relatives, educators, even childhood companions, as temporary supporters who could be discarded once they no longer fit her carefully crafted public image. According to Samantha, those emotional interviews where Meghan appears vulnerable aren't genuine moments. They're carefully planned performances. Every single moment is practiced, Samantha claims. Even her tears during the Oprah interview were strategic. She's perfected how to appear heartbroken while still looking perfectly presentable for cameras. Samantha says Meghan analyzed Princess Diana's television appearances to master the art of emotional yet composed interviews, and would often request special lighting even for informal recordings to guarantee she always appeared flattering. Furthermore, Samantha asserts that Meghan's staff carefully filters all interview questions beforehand and prepares answers containing specific emotional phrases guaranteed to win public sympathy, regardless of the actual circumstances. Samantha concluded this portion of her revelations with a direct caution to the audience.
My daughter seemingly was holding a grudge and feeling like I was the reason she couldn't come to the wedding.
It's as if Meghan is now trying to turn your own daughter against you.
Right. And sadly, my daughter went on and had her own life as I'd always wanted.
Samantha delivered a blunt warning. When you feel sympathy for Meghan, you're not witnessing genuine suffering. You're observing a carefully planned tactic. She didn't hold back, asserting that Meghan has mastered the skill of portraying herself as a victim for financial gain. According to Samantha, Meghan follows the same predictable pattern whenever she faces backlash or uncomfortable truths. As she becomes emotional, claims past trauma, shifts blame to media or royal officials. Samantha specifically referenced Meghan's Netflix documentary, Spotify partnership, and Archetypes podcast, all of which she describes as business ventures built around her personal complaints. This isn't just sharing her experiences, Samantha argues. This is turning her life story into a weapon. She explained Meghan's approach in simple terms. Present herself as a mistreated biracial woman, or attack anyone who challenges her version of events, or create profitable content based on gaining public sympathy. This method proved successful until recently. Perhaps the most shocking part of Samantha's interview was her analysis of Meghan's famous Oprah interview. While audiences worldwide were moved by Meghan's emotional revelations, Samantha insists she recognized a polished performance full of intentional misrepresentations. She accused Meghan of distorting facts and confusing the sequence of events to craft a more compelling narrative.
And by the way, what you're saying is completely correct, Samantha, because I've spoken to lots of my own royal sources as well, and they were always very clear. They never told Meghan who to invite to her own wedding. She had full control over that. But what she wants to do is blame the courtiers so she doesn't have to...
Samantha claims Meghan deliberately misrepresented facts and sacrificed others' reputations without hesitation. She highlighted multiple contradictions in Meghan's stories about her time as a royal, her psychological difficulties, the supposed poor treatment she received. None of these accounts, Samantha insists, match what actually occurred privately. She wasn't interested in facts, Samantha stated. She gave the public an emotionally appealing story instead of reality. The payoff for this alleged deception? Worldwide support, sensational news coverage, and lucrative business contracts worth millions. Samantha suggests the royal family possesses damaging information they can't reveal publicly. She believes Meghan uses strict confidentiality agreements, illegal intimidation tactics, or threats of media retaliation. These methods allegedly silence former employees and palace insiders. Samantha even implied she's faced legal consequences herself for speaking out previously.
Her father is recovering from a stroke, literally about a 3-hour drive. I mean, could you believe that? She doesn't have a father.
No, and that was all lies too. And to suggest that at one point that
Samantha insists the full story remains hidden because Meghan has systematically prevented it from surfacing. She dominates public perception through aggressive legal action, intimidation tactics, carefully timed silence. Meanwhile, the royal family, constrained by protocol and political considerations, finds itself unable to respond without facing accusations of prejudice or heartlessness. However, Samantha suggests that as public opinion changes, this enforced silence may finally end. Samantha saved her harshest criticism for what she claims Meghan has done to Prince Harry personally. She transformed a confident, principled man into a hollow version of himself who just repeats her opinions. She connects Harry's loss of military honors, broken family relationships, our emotional distance from his past, directly to Meghan's control. Harry no longer expresses his own thoughts, Samantha states. He either voices Meghan's views, acts as a mouthpiece, or stays completely quiet. The greatest contradiction? Meghan, who portrayed herself as needing salvation from a monarchy.
Can I do that from Florida when he's in Rosarito, Mexico? I don't have telekinesis.
Yeah, because they're trying to say, just to clarify, Samantha, for people who haven't watched the horrible Boar Fest, Meghan tried to claim that someone had intercepted her father's phone, presumably you, and that you
In a surprising twist, the woman who claimed to need protection from the royal family may have actually been the one harming Harry all along. Samantha declared, people are finally seeing through Meghan's carefully constructed act. Her version of events is falling apart, and she can't repair the damage anymore. She urged the public to see beyond the glamorous appearances, staged photos, and perfect styling to recognize the truth beneath, someone who allegedly exploited royal connections, a prince's heart, and an entire nation's goodwill for personal gain. As Samantha's interview spread across the internet, public opinion shifted dramatically. Many former Meghan supporters acknowledged they could no longer overlook the concerning pattern of destroyed relationships, spectacular departures, or constant claims of persecution. Samantha concluded with a powerful warning. She deceived millions, but not indefinitely. This wasn't simply about exposing private family conflicts. Samantha Markle had revealed something much more significant. 1257 to 1318. Samantha didn't just share family secrets. She revealed what she describes as a step-by-step plan for fame, carefully designed and perfectly carried out through emotional exploitation, damaged personal connections, or an obsessive desire to control every story. From the claims about using surrogates to the accusation that Meghan saw Harry as a path to influence rather than romance, these aren't just angry words from a resentful sister. They're insider observations from someone who witnessed the complete change firsthand. For years, Meghan Markle has presented herself to the public as the misjudged royal, the harassed newcomer, the oppressed victim. But Samantha's statement slides through this carefully created fantasy with exact accuracy. Now that people are starting to demand real answers, the most difficult realization might be this.